Our coverage of PAX Prime 2015 is powered by HyperX. Check out their Cloud 2 in the link in the video description down below. Also thanks to ASUS and Corsair. With us here today, we have a few different types of RAM. We have a Fury DDR3L kit, an Impact DDR4 kind of like laptop and small machine kit, and a Savage DDR4 kit, which is running at some different capacities and speeds. But one of the most interesting things at this show that I would like to cover is DDR4 and DDR3 prices becoming more familiar and similar to each other. Last year, when I covered something at PAX Prime, DDR4 was astronomically expensive and just not very easy to get your hands on. Now it's more ubiquitous, it's more available everywhere, and the pricing is finally becoming closer to where DDR3 was. There's still a delta, it's still more expensive, but it's becoming more accessible now that Skylake is going to be a thing and all that kind of stuff is coming out. It's very good to see. First up, I'll start with Fury DDR3L. This is the low voltage kit, so this is going to be running at 1.35 volts when it's in your system. It's also going to be running at 1600 megahertz or 1866 megahertz, 8 gigabyte capacity or 16 gigabyte capacity, and that's about it. We're moving away from this, but it's kind of interesting because if you want to retire some old hardware onto like a server or something, it might be a good and nice idea to get low voltage RAM. Next up, we have Impact DDR4. This goes in like laptops and small microsystems. It's pretty freaking fast for what it is. At 2666 megahertz, you'll be running at a CAS latency of 15. At 2400 megahertz, you'll be running at CL14. And 2133 megahertz, you'll be running at CL13. At its fastest speeds, there's not actually a lot of stuff out that you can even plug this into. So compatibility down the line is going to be fairly interesting, and you might want to check that out before you buy it. But if you want to run this kit as fast as it can go, you're probably going to want to pair it with a pretty badass processor, just so you guys know. Next up, we have Savage DDR4. Now, I know this isn't new, but it's now in black. Before it was just red, now it's black. This should be cheaper than your Predator options and somewhat closer to DDR3 than that fairly expensive Predator kit. This will be coming at 2133 megahertz at CAS latency 13, 2400 megahertz at CL12, 2600 megahertz at CL13, 2800 megahertz at CL14, and 3000 megahertz at CL15. This will come in up to 8 by 16 gigabytes capacity, so you can get 128 gigs of this RAM if you're running it at a maximum speed of 2666 megahertz. Alright guys, I hope you liked watching this memory update at the HyperX booth. Thank you to HyperX for sending us here this year. Check out their YouTube channel in the cards link up here in this kind of corner. They make a whole bunch of cool like gaming inspired videos and stuff there. We even have Cloud9 right in front of me right now, which is pretty badass. So go there and check them out. Be sure to subscribe and whatnot. Also thank you to ASUS and Corsair. You can see all the products from everybody in the link in the video description down below that they brought to PAX 2015 this year.